Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to our podcast. I'm Margia, hosting on behalf of BWA. Today we will be talking to a fantastic new author, Sajidha Khatun, who has just recently published her very first book titled If You're Searching, Start Here. We will be looking into her journey into writing as well as her inspiration behind the book and also touching upon what she wants to do for her future. Now, to begin with, if you would like to just talk a bit about yourself.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sajidha Khatun. I'm 20. I'm from Burnley. I currently study at the University of Manchester. I'm studying American Studies, which consists of analysing literary texts and looking at the context of America. And I work part-time as well. And I'm an author of this book.
Okay, so was this your first attempt? Were you always wanting to do writing?
So I think writing came to me when, I've always wanted to be a writer kind of thing. When I was younger, I always aspired to become a teacher. And I think English was always my passion.
Okay.
And I don't think I was one of those STEM girlies. I was more of
So what's a STEM girly?
STEM girly is chemistry, maths.
You mean the core subjects everyone...
Yeah. English is a core subject, but obviously, it's just more on the creative side kind of thing. Where maths is you have to get a direct answer. You have to follow a direct formula to get an answer. English is just, as long as you can back your idea, your idea is right, basically.
Yeah, so you preferred a less structured where this is right, that's wrong. You're always more on the creative side.
Yeah, 100%. And that's where I think when I was growing up, I needed to find my own flow, my own passion. And I think that's where I came in, writing. Have I written books before? Yes. So 4 years ago, I think that's when I started attempting to write a book. But 2 years ago, I scrapped it because I didn't feel like it resonated with myself and the readers. Yeah, I felt like I was forced to write it rather than, going with the flow kind of thing.
Okay.
Because I think what I've understood with writing now, like going through academically, in A-levels, I also did study English literature as well. So once I was doing that, I think I realised that writers more write on their experience after I'm going through an experience rather than just forcing them to write it. And then that's when I learned that, do you know what, I can start from the start. There's no issue. So that's what I did. I just scrapped it, and I guess I reflected, I waited, and this book started coming about like 1.5 years ago. It's quite short, yes, but I think once I started, seeing these experiences and reflecting upon them and just getting my laptop, and that's when I started writing like each experience. For example, I think I touch upon trust within the book. There was a lot of experiences where I think myself, I had not a lot of trust issues with people, but I think I learnt the meaning of trust, and that's where the poem of trust came along.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I was going to say, that when I've heard about you, I was quite surprised to see that you're only 20 of your age. So one could wonder, where's all this depth of knowledge come from? Because I would think you need to have experienced everything. But so was it all just your experience, but it must have been those around you? Did they influence you?
Yeah. So I think throughout my life, I've met a lot of people. I have had, how many part-time jobs? I don't know how many. But I've had many part-time jobs where I have seen people go through a lot of things, or like they would come and speak to me and trust me, and they would just tell me about their problems. You think that people that their lives are full of flowers, sunshine.
Yeah, because we often think someone else's life is better than ours.
Yeah, 100%. But once you sit down and get to know them, it's more of, rain,
Yeah.
from
So
there.
when you say people
So-
approached you, so was it your friends, your family, or have you had other, say, work experience where you've had a different range of people speaking to you? Because sometimes we can just be secluded just with our own dearest. So would you say there's other influences as well apart from just immediate family and friends?
Yeah, of course. So within my family, there have been a lot of like different experiences. But I think outside my family, with like my colleagues, I think I've realised that there are very different walks of life compared to my own. For example,
So when you say colleagues, what kind of jobs have you had? So
Oh, okay,
the
okay,
viewers
yeah.
can get an idea of what kind of colleagues or what kind of environment you've worked in.
Of
Because you
course.
said yourself you're only 20, so one could assume what kind of jobs have you had already?
So I worked when I was 16. I think growing up as well, by the way, my mum has always taught us to be independent girls. And she's always said, even my dad, he's always told us, go do what you want in life, kind of thing. Go do what you aspire to be. When I was younger, a bit embarrassing, when I was younger, but I wanted to be an Olympian. So I wanted
Okay.
to run in the 100 meters race.
So were you
I
good
did
at it?
Sorry.
Were you good at running?
So I think I was good at running. But obviously when I did go to competitions and stuff, I don't think, I still remember this when we had a 100-meter race. Basically what happened was, I don't think I had the right shoes for it. And at the starting line, I fell. But I still got back up. It's perseverance.
But that just
I
shows
still ran.
resilience.
Exactly. Yeah, I was being resilient. I got up and I started running.
Mashallah.
And obviously, as a hijabi as well, there's a lot of struggles.
Would you say restrictions? Would you
Yeah.
say you're judged? So is that from, do you feel that, do someone outright say, oh, you're in a job, you shouldn't be doing this? Or do you think that's just your own perception of what people are thinking?
I think obviously growing up, there's always been, for example, you should be this kind of role model, as in wear the hijab properly, and things like that. Obviously, when I'm running, it's going to go everywhere, kind of thing. And that's when I took a step back from the Olympian idea, and I thought, do you know what? And I know that this is my passion, but I can still run.
Yes.
I can still do gym. Do you know what I mean? There's no like.
Let's be realistic about it. Like, are
Let's
we
be
going to
really-
really
yeah,
get a
really-
career out of this?
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, again, coming to the idea of my mum and dad telling us to be independent. When I was younger, I think 14, my older siblings had obviously volunteered at Barnardo's, and I felt that, you know what, we need to take that to. I need to take that role upon me as well, and I started volunteering at Barnardo's as well. I think this is something that runs within our family. Even my cousin right now, she's 15, 16. She volunteers at Barnardo's as well. So I think that we've all known the meaning of charity and
And giving back.
to
the community. It's not just for
100%.
yourself. So,
Yeah.
Rama, that's really inspiring to hear someone of your age thinking like that. And you let's touch upon your family then. So you're saying they supported you. So just tell us a bit about your nucleus. You've got mum and dad. How many siblings?
So I've got 2 older sisters and then a younger brother. My older sister is currently, inshallah, becoming a doctor. Sorry. My second sister is a pharmacist, and my younger brother, he goes to madrasa.
Also, I see now where you're saying the STEM subject. Is it because you felt like your sisters went on that path? So is it something, do you feel pressure from, especially I know a lot of South Asian community want the normal professions, like you need to be a doctor, because it's seen as thingy. So did you feel pressure?
So I didn't feel pressure, because obviously my mum was saying to me, whatever you find your passion is, go with that. She would have said that to me. But in my mind, I did feel pressure in that sense, because my siblings are innately intellectual. Whereas with me, I had to do the hard work. I had to tell my sister, can you tutor me? Because I needed it.
But then did you not find that because it's harder for you, there's more reward? Because it's not coming naturally to you. So
But as a kid, I would
You don't
think,
see that?
I don't see that. I would think, why am I not on the same wavelength as my sister? Why do I not understand titration like my sister? Why can I not do this?
Why doesn't it just come naturally?
Why doesn't
Because the others it does.
Exactly. And then I would say to like my mum, or has the intellectual genes like skip me or something? Because don't say oh guys. Because
well, it's already out there. I think we've got past that.
Because I would just I don't know, I would just like, for example, my sister Bahira, she smashed the
That's your elder sister.
Yeah, so she smashed the record.
Oh,
I
wow.
said on Thursday she got all 9 A stars or something. So obviously
that's
with
a very high bar.
yeah, we have to keep that legacy. We have to keep the Khatun legacy.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like, oh, honestly, like I have to do well. Like not just, obviously my mum did say, even if you don't do well, it's okay.
So it's,
like,
it's
okay,
basically,
but
it's a pressure that you're putting on yourself.
Yeah, that's what I used to
sometimes, would you say that's a good thing? Because the pressure propels you to strive harder, because at least you didn't think, oh, I don't have, like you said, the clever gene. I'll just laze around. It's not for me. I'd say that's something to applaud.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Now that I think of it that way, 100%.
Yeah.
But as a kid, it's like, why couldn't I be not like them, but why couldn't I have?
So at what age did you move past those thoughts?
So I guess when I was applying for university.
Okay, so as late as that. So
as late
even
as that.
doing your GCSEs, you were
Even
still
my
thinking,
A-levels,
you were still doubting yourself. Even to, oh, that's quite interesting to know. That is quite very recent then that you've had the confidence to do something for yourself, which is where this book comes in. So interesting, you're saying your mum, so what does she do as a profession, did you say?
So my mum's a nursery teacher.
Okay.
And she actually inspired me to become a teacher herself. When I was younger, she used to work at our primary school as a teacher, trying to help with language barriers.
Okay.
That's it. So that's what she used to do. And obviously my dad, when we were younger, he used to work like 3 professions just to provide for us. So obviously I've seen this hard work, and I think that, you know, the hard work genes from my dad have like reflected within us as well. So that's why obviously when I was going back to when I was 14, that's when I started like, you know, thinking, where do I want to work? What do I want my future to look like? It's better if I start building it now than later. Because again, we've only got one life. So, you know, if we can start hustling early,
of course,
then later we'll have an easier, more relaxed life. So that's what I started to do. So when I was 16, obviously I applied to farm foods, so applied to retail. And then I left after a year, and then I worked at McDonald's, went on to be promoted to a crew trainer, and then stayed there for 3 years, and then now I'm currently working at B&Q.
Okay.
And on the side also do tutoring and do cover work
so
as a teacher.
So there's a lot that you're saying you're not intelligent enough, but gosh, that's a lot to fill in. So you went to, so what A-levels did you do? So at that point, you're saying you didn't know, you still weren't sure. So what A-levels did you choose to study?
So A-levels, I chose English literature, geography and psychology. People might think, why geography? I think geography, I always enjoyed it.
Okay.
I liked that it was essay-based and they had bits of maths as well. So I could show, you know, both my skills off that I've learnt. So yeah, and we also went on loads of trips as well. So you know,
so it just shows. I was just saying that for viewers who are watching, that you don't have to be very tunnel vision, and it's not a set like I have to do this to become a writer. There's different ways, and yours just a prime example of that. You can decide at any point of life what you want to do, and it's how you go about doing it. So you've done your A-level. So is that when you thought, oh, I love literature? Is that when you started loving like the English language? Because you're saying you did literature, that's more reading books and analysing the book rather than creative writing. So what made you think, I want to go out writing?
I think it was just seeing that when again talking to people and seeing that not everyone's lives is, you know, a straight path. A lot of people's lives are on, you know, rocky
So is this
roads.
like from when you're saying you're working in like
Yeah,
various, you seem like a very approachable person. So when you're just chit chatting, you could tell.
Yeah. So I've met a lot of like customers as well. So B&Q's ethos is basically just liaising with the customers and, you know, getting that customer report. And even if we're chatting to a customer for like 2 hours, they don't care.
Right, okay.
As in, it's more customer based.
Okay.
So
that's really interesting to know, because a lot of job places, you're not allowed to speak. It's just da-da-da-da.
you get your job done.
Get your job done. So that's quite interesting to know that B&Q allow for your interpersonal skills to develop.
Yeah. And I think that it's been one, like, how do I word it? Oh gosh, I've forgotten it. It's been one like growth. It's helped me grow as a person. That's it.
Personal growth.
Yeah. It's helped me with my personal growth and everything. Because I feel like it's very important that you get that skill of being able to communicate with people, and that you're not shy to approach people as well.
And it's good to talk, because that's when, like you say, your own personal growth is, and at the same time you're helping someone. So if you can provide, I suppose, just 2 minutes of light relief for someone just when they're shopping, that's a plus on both sides. So moving back to the origins of the book then. So I have had, like, obviously a read to it. I found a very easy read. So was that on purpose, the style that you chose was something for your first attempt, like something light, to make sure that everyone's included, anyone can pick it up and just read through it? Was that on purpose?
So I think that I wanted it to be simple for my readers. So the age that I started it was, as in for my readers, was
your target audience.
Yeah, my target audience was from, you're probably thinking like it's a bit young for them, 10 to obviously the later stages, 65 plus whatever. I feel like as though when you're going through, you know, different stages of life, and when you, obviously now kids nowadays, they've evolved way quicker than we have. Why? Because of technology. And this is why I created a book where they could, where a simple book where even a 10-year-old could read it.
So almost like a reference book. So it's not a heavy read. It's not like a story. It's just, and it was very nice to see that it's like poems almost. So that in itself, did it take you a long time to think of these things, or did it come to you naturally?
So again, just on experiences, if I had gone, I don't know, if I had sorry,
it's okay.
if I had like met someone who had gone through like a breakup or something, and they told me about the experience, that night I would have just started writing on the laptop.
I was going to say,
just brainstorming ideas kind of thing.
You're just writing away. It's not just you.
So this is
overnight. You've written it all. It's been like a collection of events that's happened over. Are you getting distracted by that?
No worry, carry on.
Okay, carry on.
What did you say?
So I was just saying, you said when, say, an anecdote was told by one of your customers, colleagues, that night, it's interesting to know that you came home and you wrote it down. So it's not like something, even though it's an easy read, what I'm trying to ascertain is there's a lot of hard work went in there, and it was a process.
Yeah, 100% it was a process. I had a lot of people read on it. One of my lecturers at university, he read on it as well. Because obviously I thought, let me get someone who's had an academic background, who's been in the author, you know, world for a long time.
Oh, so they were published authors? Right.
So it's my university teacher, Gordon Fraser.
Okay.
And he actually helped me, like, well, he didn't help me, but he just read it and he just said, like, this is what you've done.
So that is helping you, because he's given you critique on it, and that's what you wanted. To know where you're going with this. So the other thing I was going to say that I noticed was these little quirky little pictures. Was that your idea, or these little
So
to go with the poem? I quite like the fact that it it just adds a bit of extra quirkiness to the book.
Yeah,
So is that something you did yourself?
Yeah. So it's one of my cousins who helped me. He has always been like drawing digitally, so he's a digital artist. And I asked him because I was trying to find. This process is very like difficult. So I had to go ask my uni friend Ruby and Ruby's mom, and I had to go ask her mom because she's a published author as well.
Okay.
She researched on her family background, and she found out one of her granddads, great granddads were a Muslim, and they're from a Christian background. So obviously, then when I knew that Ruby's mum was a writer and everything, I approached her and asked her, could you just help me with this? Because I want to self-publish and I don't know which route to go through. And then she just basically gave me all the advice I needed. And that's why it was easier for me to make that book, because I had guidance.
Yeah. So obviously that's good to know that, alhamdulillah, you were lucky enough to find people who were surrounding you. You didn't have to go far to find that advice of how to go about something. So it's not that you just thought, oh, this is the best thing since sliced bread, I'm just going to go ahead. So it's really good that you've got the critique, you've got the support from your lecturers and extended people. So how long did it take you from picking the pen up to publishing?
So it took me around, again, I think like 1.5 years. The publishing itself, so I'd finished this book in August. The publishing itself, it took me 4 months to actually learn how to do everything. And I don't think that there was a need to like hasten anything like that. I think that I knew I had a finished product. I just needed to get that finished product onto the shelf.
Okay, that's great to know, because I was just going to say that sounds like you showed great patience, and that's one of the poems that resonated with myself, and I could see reading it that there's loads of other things that would resonate for different people. So I do feel you've done really well in including a vast range of emotions that people can go through, rather than just talking about one finite aspect. So well done on that. So beyond the author, what else do you like to do in your pastime? You, Sajidha, what else?
So,
you mentioned earlier that you like to do Barnardo's. Is there any other charities that, apart from Barnardo's, is there any other charities that you've been a part of or that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah. So my big sister again, Wahida, she's always been like a role model to me. Like I've always not aspired to be her, but aspired to be like her. Like I've never thought like, oh, it's competition, who can be the best daughter within the family kind of thing.
Sometimes you can have sibling rivalry. So it's good to know you aspire to be like her, but not take her place.
Not take her place, exactly. Yeah. So obviously, so she went on Journey Ma. She worked with. Let me go back. She worked with
Journey Ma. So is that the name of the charity?
No. So the name of the charity is called Ma, a Maternal Aid Association, and they help mothers within rural areas get healthcare, and those who can not basically afford it, they supply them with that kind of healthcare, and they supply them with healthcare programs, and just knowing about the ladies' side of problems and stuff like that. And then she went on Journey Ma in 2023. She applied. It was a whole like process where she had to apply and everything, and she obviously got through. And upon seeing that, I was thinking, oh, like my sister's doing so well within her life. Not that I was jealous or anything. My sister's doing so well in her life. Let me see if I can help her with anything. So I always used to ask her, like, do you have any charity like events that you want me to help you in? Because I knew that I was a very confident speaker, like liaising with people, because I've had that background, because I've already worked within the retail area. I knew that whatever
you had people skills.
Yeah, I had people skills. And if I had, like, for example, if I'm trying to promote like a charity or anything to other people, I wouldn't be scared because I know that I'm not going to see them again. That's why it's always in my head.
Yeah.
I'm never going to see that person again. So why not approach them? Why not guilt trap them?
Yeah.
That's what I always used to think. So we fundraised within Arndale, we fundraised within Cheadle Mosque within Manchester. This is all in Manchester. And then we also fundraised with the Pack Sock as well. We raised a lot of money. And I think that whenever my sister used to have like charity events, she always used to ask me like, come along.
So which countries would this charity reach out to?
So mainly the camps are currently in Bangladesh at the moment.
So is that your heritage?
Yeah. So I'm a Bangladeshi woman. So they would go to camps within Bangladesh and they would just help mothers
the needy. Mashallah, that's an excellent project that I'm really happy to hear people of your age even doing things like that, because you're saying your sister Wahida, she's not that much older than you, is she?
Yeah. So she's 24 at the moment.
She's 24, yeah. So you're all quite a young family to do this kind of thing. So moving back to your book then, would you say these type of things, your heritage, the fact that your parents are from Bangladesh, and your religious beliefs, did that help you with this book? Did that influence what you've written?
Yeah, 100%. I didn't want to solely write it for Muslim girls or, British Muslim girls. Or
so that wasn't your primary,
no.
You wanted to reach out to a wider...
Yeah, 100%. But it did have a bit of influence, 100%. From obviously the experiences that I've seen within like cultural backgrounds, where it's like sometimes if you do something within certain cultures, it's seen worse, it's perceived as worse than other cultures, if you get what I mean. So obviously when I was writing this, I was thinking, let me step back from Islam, let me step back from the Bangladeshi culture, let me just write this for everybody, and those who are Bengali and those who are Islamic,
will resonate. So
they will,
obviously
they will
being
resonate.
a fellow British Bangladeshi, although I wasn't born here, I would probably say I'm a Bangladeshi, but obviously I live in Britain. I could tell that they were resonating with me, the principles that we've been grown up, because we're Muslim as well. It's definitely, you could tell, but yeah, you've left it open, so it would reach out to a lot of different ethnicities. It's just everything we can do. So when you were saying that certain cultures, so I was just in my head smiling to myself because it came across the kindness, because as Bangladeshis,
100%,
we learn never to say no. So often we feel we can't say no to someone. So I really like the ending that put yourself first sometimes. And it's not always about kindness as in I have to help everyone.
Yeah, one story I'll tell you, right? So when I was younger, I was in Bangladesh, and my Bibi, my grandma, for the audience, my grandma, she would say to us,
a paternal grandma.
Yeah. So she would say to us, if a Garib comes, just give him
Garib,
one.
Guys, is a poor person.
just give him like one handful of rice. Don't go more than that. But whenever they used to come to me, I used to give them the whole bag of rice. And then she would come and she would ask me, where's all that gone? And I said, oh, baby, I'll give it away. And then she would say to me, no, you don't do that. You don't understand how many times you come to our house. So obviously
that was your naiveness.
Yeah, of course. Because obviously as kids, we're just seeing that, oh, we're so privileged. What about these people on the roads, kind of thing. And like even when you go back home, they already know you're British.
Yeah.
I think I've been back home like 3 times. I haven't been for the past 11 years, to be honest. But the 3 times I have been, every single time we land in that airport, they know we're British. They know we carry money. And they always just knocking on.
They know you're Londonese. It's not British, it's London.
Exactly, London, yeah.
It's like the whole country's
even
London.
Even if we tell them, oh, we're from a little town in Burnley. No, London. Exactly. Yeah. So obviously, again, just wait, I've lost my train of thoughts. Go on.
It's okay. So I was just trying to incorporate from that our upbringing makes an influence on the book. We've got that, but it was good that you've left it open. It can reach out to so is in the pipeline any more books like this, or do you feel you've done what you intended to? Do you think you've achieved what you set out to achieve?
There's a lot of
Or is it like
aspects.
part 2? Or
There will be a
this-
part 2,
okay.
inshallah. But there's a lot of there are a lot of aspects within life that have missed out.
Okay.
Why? Because these are the most known ones. For example, if you go back to patience, what does Islam tell us about? Sabr is the key to success. Sabr and shukr. We always say that,
Yeah.
right? And tawakkul, have
Faith.
have faith in Allah. Yeah, exactly. So again, I only touched upon the broad.
So basically,
things.
you feel this is just the surface.
This is just surface
Oh,
level.
so
we
there's
need
a
to
lot
we
more
need to
to
go
come.
underneath. Yeah, we need to.
Inshallah,
work
look forward to
underneath,
reading that. So you said you want to be a teacher. So I'm presuming writing is like a side hustle.
Yeah.
It's not that I just want to be an author.
Yeah. So I think obviously again, growing up, my parents have always told us, try and help people as most as you can. Well, that doesn't make sense. I try and help people
As much as possible.
As much as possible. That's it. As much as possible. So obviously that's always been ingrained.
And with the boundaries as well. So we took
100%.
So that's why I liked
Thank you.
the fact that it wasn't all give, give to charity. There was a lot about self-love as well, because often we do find that we forget ourselves.
100%.
In being too charitable, you can only help others if you help yourself first.
100%.
So that's what I got from the book as well. So when do you graduate? Do you graduate this year?
Yeah, so I graduate this year, and then next year, inshallah, I'll be doing a PGCE, and then after that, I'll become a teacher. But touching upon what you just said about self-love, the reason why I wrote about that was you can only help a person so much, but if they do not listen to you, then you can't. You've done your bit,
yeah, of course.
and you just step back. And then let them do their life. Again, you're
you don't
in
sound
control.
too preachy, do you? Because sometimes we can often be badgering, and then you don't want them to turn the other way.
Yeah.
So that's what, like I said, I loved about the book, that it's very light and it doesn't sound too preachy. It's just giving you, this is it, and take what you want from it.
Yeah, the book is a guidance and a companion. It's a friend that, if you're going through those certain feelings, you open it. It's not, oh yeah, let's just finish this straight away. It's a short book. You'll be able to finish it within half an hour.
Like I said, when we started off, to me, it felt like a reference book. So it's just something you just have tucked away. You're feeling a bit low, or you're feeling a certain type of feeling, because it's not always about low. There's a lot of positives in there as well. But one thing that interested me was that, are you wanting to write horror stories? That was very, I found that very, not strange, I'd say, but very surprising, because it's very different to this, isn't it? So can you talk a bit about that?
Of course. So when we were younger as kids, my cousin, she would force us to watch horror movies under the blanket. And if we left, then we would never be able to return. So we felt forced, we felt compelled to be there. So we would end up watching it, and I'd go home, obviously I'd have nightmares myself. But I think that's where my love for horror came from.
So it was like a guilty pleasure, even though you're horrified and you're having nightmares, it was like taking your brain, think, oh, this is
100%.
Interesting.
I love the suspense. I love that you never know what's going to happen next until it actually happens.
I can't wait to
and I think
that then.
And I think that really
not that I'm into it. To be fair, I'm not into the horror genre, but it sounds quite an interesting development, and I would love to read that. Is there anything more you would want to say to the audience, or anything more you would like to add?
Oh yeah, I'll ask you guys, right? So obviously you are my first lot of readers. What do you, obviously I know that patience resonated with you a lot.
I feel like through my personal experiences, that's what stood out to me the most. Although I could see aspects of other people in other things. So another one, overthinking. It resonates because I do have a lot of people around me who are quite, there's anxiety. There's a lot of mental illnesses that these days. So a lot of it did. So even that I was thinking, oh, even though that's not me, I could tell it would resonate with someone else. So that's what I loved. If there's a few people behind the cameras if you want to like ask them as well.
Of course. So, what resonated with you guys the most?
So I've got a question for you, Sajidha. Where does somebody go to buy this book?
So it's currently available on Amazon as a as a Kindle version, or you can buy it physically, as in a book. The Kindle version is £3 something.
So what is the Kindle version? Is it just an online
So the
version?
Kindle
just
version, I actually
online.
bought that. It's on Amazon. If you go on Amazon, you can download. Download the book. It's about £3. I think 67 I paid for, something like that. So which is very reasonable, if anything, to support our sister. So if you want to get it there, you can get it there. And I don't know where to get the physical copy. So if you can tell us.
It's the same place.
All right. Okay.
So
from
it's either
Amazon.
you either click on the ebook or you click on the paperback copy.
Yeah, I was going to say, so is the paperback copy a bit more expensive?
Yeah, so it's £6.78.
Well, I think that's still very reasonable because I don't know about you, but I quite like a physical, like touching it, like then I know it's real rather than. So I don't know about everyone else, but yeah, definitely I'd be purchasing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that leads me on to the next bit. I want to ask you as well, as a young British Bangladeshi Muslim woman, what advice would you give, other than obviously the advice in your book, what advice would you give to the youth, somebody who might be kind of coming from secondary school and going into uni and college and things like that? What advice would you like to give? It could be something general, it could be something specific. Sorry to put you on the spot, but we need this from you.
I think first of all, wherever you find your passion and whatever you like doing, pursue it. No matter how many no matter how many failures you have in your life, no matter how many setbacks you have, it's very important for you to understand that these setbacks are needed within your journey, rather than you feeling like, oh, do you know what? I failed in that. Let me just stop it. Let me find something new. No, carry on. I've got a baking business as well.
Yeah.
I'm not.
There's a girl with many talents, mashallah. So the key is perseverance.
100% perseverance.
Like that 100 meters, but we're not meant to talk about.
That we're not meant to talk about. Yeah, so obviously, again, persevere through, be resilient throughout life. No matter how many setbacks you have, persevere throughout life. And no matter how many people tell you that you cannot do it, or you cannot, you know what, that's just a stupid idea, carry on, don't listen to them. Again, you're in control of your life, and you should be the only one in your thoughts. Do not allow anyone else to be in your thoughts. And another thing, I think I've touched upon it on my book as well, about trust. This is something that I will say, like, I would weigh heavily, that you should not trust everybody. Again, you might think your friend of 15 years is,
has got your back.
Don't do that. Or even your friend of like even 2 years that, has gone through a bit of life with you. Trust me, life is not that simple where it's like you can just trust anyone that you see. When you go through your downs, some people might not be there.
So what would you say are the key things to look out for? How do you know you can trust someone then?
I don't think you can.
Okay.
I don't think you will know until that part where you have a really bad experience within your life, and then you just see who comes knocking on your door.
So what you're saying is be open and just don't think this person's been my best friend for 15 years. They'll always
have my back.
Be cautious.
No. Always be cautious. Yeah. Even the only person you could, not even the only person. Obviously, Islamically, we are told that God is the only one that we can trust, and that's why I've always, like, my relationship with Islam. Obviously, from my perspective, is very like strong. Let's say, like, I would always go speak to God rather than speak to a person, because I think obviously He's a creator. He understands us. Yeah. If I tell Him my feelings, He's not going to go tell it. He Subhanahu wa ta'ala will not go tell anyone else. Do you know what I mean? But if you go tell one person, then it goes to another person's ear, then it just carries on. So again, trust is something that you need to be careful with.
Inshallah.
Okay, very nice. Thank you for that. I think that's very useful information for a lot of the youth, maybe, and for the adults and
Yeah, I think
people who are older than you.
cross age, cross genders, I think it would really benefit everyone.
So just quickly as well, you mentioned you have another, is it baking business? You said it sounded a bit like bacon, but I'm pretty sure
No,
it's
Baking, go on.
baking.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about that as well, then.
I think my passion for baking came like years ago. Even I can cook as well. So I've always, again, I've got another dream that I want to open my own like cafe-based thing, where I can sell my own food and sell my own bakes, cakes, whatever.
So it's good that you've got a few things. So it's better not to be just tunnel vision. You've got a few things going
100%,
on.
100%.
Yeah.
I think obviously again, everyone's got the 24 hours, but if you utilize it in the correct way, then you can find your niche. You can find your passions. And I think obviously again, I'm not trying to be boastful or anything like that. I'm just trying to show that you can do whatever you want. I was not very clever within, you know, the academic side. Not that I didn't get good grades or anything, but I didn't. I just suffered to get those grades, if you get what I mean. But yeah, so I found these passions alongside my studies, and I thought, why not take them on board? And my baking page is.
So do you sell?
Yeah. So I sell, but I've done a lot of
What's the name of the company?
I've done a lot of dessert setups for my sister's nikah, for my cousin's nikah.
Okay.
It's called Sweet Perfections by S. It's on Instagram.
Is it on Instagram?
Instagram, TikTok. Loads of TikTok videos coming soon. And
I need to make a note of that.
100%.
Thank you.
My specialty is banana cakes. If anyone's wondering,
but I love banana
I know one of my managers loves my banana cakes, and he's been threatening me to give banana cakes as well. And I know that he's going to watch this as well. So
if we'd known, we would have asked you to bring some.
No. So obviously, I will bring some next time.
She's bringing some for the Matisna podcast.
I'm
So you
bringing
guys,
some.
unlucky for you guys.
We do all the hard work, and they get all the read.
No, don't worry. I will pass it on to Baya to give it to you guys as well. Don't worry.
So we'll keep.
Well, we might keep you a few crumbs. So if you're lucky, yeah.
So you wanted to ask?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished yet. We're doing good for time as well. So.
Oh, that's okay.
So do you want to shout out anyone as well? I want to give you that chance to shout out anyone. Maybe you want to swear at someone who's treated you like crap or anything like that. Whatever you want, go for it. Now's your chance.
Oh, okay. I just need to check what her name is just quickly.
Okay. Is she gonna get sworn at?
No.
I'm joking.
Positive.
What was her? Oh yeah. So Ruby's mom is called Chris, and she helped me through like building the book, and I feel like I need to give her a shout out 100%. They also do so much for charity as well. They have their own business as well, and I think that without her, I don't think I would have created this book. She helped me through guiding on how to create the book on Amazon. She helped me create the Kindle version. She helped me create the paperback version, and she actually told me to reach out to as many people as I can, no matter how many people don't answer to me. She said to me, you will get that one response. So always just reach out to anyone, even if you feel like you're being a pest, just do it. She said, just do it. So obviously, 100% give her a shout out. Give a shout out. Give a shout out to my Abdullabai as well, because he was saying to me that I didn't put him in the acknowledgements. So here's your shout out, Abdullabai, because obviously you were saying that.
What's his name? You have to.
What's his name? So his name, I can't say it.
Farina.
I can't say it.
Fine.
No, that's a wife.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So my Abdullabai as well, he's a baker as well. So he taught me some stuff as well, and he taught me how to. Yeah. So he taught me how to make.
Where's he from?
Cinnamon rolls. So he's a Hafiz.
Which town is he from?
Oh, so he's from Lancaster.
Okay.
He's a Hafiz. And I was meant. he was meant to have like iftar with us, whatever, but he always leads tarawih, so we don't really like
You don't get to see
we
him
don't
because
get to see him
obviously
as much,
he's
yeah.
doing his
Yeah, he's
obviously
doing
leading
his thing,
his may Allah reward him for all his efforts.
Ameen.
Yeah.
Yep. And then a shout out to obviously these guys as well.
I was gonna say,
for
where's
giving me
our
a
shout out, you know?
for giving me
No,
a
I'm joking.
platform to just promote my book and promote myself, I guess, because I'm the USP apparently.
Okay, I've got two more, so we'll keep it short. What's your most favorite horror story then? Horror movie, or maybe even a horror character? Which one's your kind of favorite?
Oh, character.
It could be character, it could be movie,
be a
story,
movie.
or
Which is
maybe
your
just one of. Just give an example of each three.
So I'm yet to read it, but it's called Dead Girls Don't Talk. I've seen that a lot of people have been reviewing it. It's one side is about you see the perspective of the killer, and the other side you see the perspective of the victim. Sorry, and then you have to decide whether the killer is actually guilty or not.
Okay.
And
All
there's-
right. So the reader has to decide.
The reader has
Oh,
to
that's
decide. Yeah.
interesting.
So you can start from whichever side of the book that you want.
Oh.
So yeah, so I need to get a read on that. My favorite horror movie. Oh my, there's too many. But let me stay with the Bangladeshi culture and talk about Thakur Maljuli.
Okay.
Don't think I've watched that.
I've
I
not
know
heard
I
about
need to
that.
watch
I've
it.
not heard about that. I know
like-
Shoarani Dorani. I've seen that. We watched it in Barden High School. The Bangla teacher showed us that movie, and that was quite spooky, you know. Even though it was like, you know, the Bangladeshi kind of Hollywood, and there was really bad special effects, but it was actually quite spooky. But anyway, tell us about this one. What you're talking
Okay,
about?
so Thakur Maljuli is like a green jinn that comes out of the tree, and
So it's a Bangladeshi movie.
yeah. So it's a natok, like
Drama.
Yeah. So
it's a
there's a teacher.
series.
Yeah.
It's
a
not
series.
just one-off movie. It's a series.
It's a series, and it's a teacher.
So where can you see this? Where can you watch this?
I think my mum had like a DVD film, and she
right,
used to
okay.
make us watch it. Again,
Oh, is it quite old?
yeah, it's quite old. Again, so she used to come out from the tree and do like a cackling. So it's like a old, let's say the teacher looks like Hasina or Khalida. They look quite similar.
Oh, the
But
politicians. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I think it might have been them actually.
Okay, let's not
And,
get into that.
She comes out, and obviously the children are playing. And then Thakur Maljuli, which is the crazy jinn, whatever, she comes out of the tree and starts giggling, and she starts, and that witch laugh has always been in my ear.
Okay.
Okay, and one last final question then. As you mentioned, you went to Bangladesh, I think 13 years ago. So I just want to know if you want to go Bangladesh again, and if so, when would you go? And is there anything stopping you if the go in Bangladesh? Maybe.
So the reason why I haven't gone back to Bangladesh was because the last time we went, I think my whole family was there, as in my nana, nani, dada. My dad is still alive, but obviously it felt more like homely when we went because we would see them. But now when we went after my nanny passed away, don't think I went after that. Yeah, so I don't think I went after that.
It's been quite a good number
So it's
of
been
years.
quite long. So and obviously it's not that I just feel like obviously I just remember those days when we used to like be around our nannies.
So you're missing.
Nanny, nana.
You feel that
Yeah,
connection.
it's not the same, is it? When
It's not
that connection's
Nana, Nani and
missing.
all of
Yeah,
that,
that connection missing.
Yeah.
And obviously we're growing up now, we're becoming the nana nannies, like, yeah. And another reason is that I hate creatures. So when I go back
Do
home,
you mean the creepy crawlies?
yeah, and the lizards, the dragonflies, the crocodiles, everything.
How adds to the aesthetics of Bangladesh?
No.
No.
Even here, I work. So obviously I work part-time. I work as a seasonal colleague. I'm scared of the bees. So when I go outside, you'll see me running from one side to the other. Like, but yeah. So I haven't gone back
So
home
you're not
because
as carefree as you were younger. So you think those
No, I'm not
those
even.
things would scare you off.
They would bite me.
Yeah.
So what I used to do when I went back home was so my dad's friends used to carry me, as in on the kulo.
Oh.
So they used to carry me. So I used to go from kulo to kulo to kulo.
Yeah.
I never used
How
to.
old were you then?
Oh no, don't worry. I was only like 5, 6.
I'm trying to visualize a teenager.
No. So that's why I haven't been. I'm 20. The last time I went was probably like 8. So yeah, 12 years.
So it's been quite a long
100%,
number of years.
Yeah. And the next time I would go, probably,
Inshallah.
After you're married, huh?
probably,
Yeah.
probably like for a charity cause or something. Obviously, I do
Inshallah.
want to help with your
Inshallah,
charity
yeah.
as well. Charity shout out.
Which one?
Your charity that you work
Oh,
with.
all right. The
Queens.
autism project that we're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
with Muslim charity. Yeah, thank you. No, that's fine. And if you want to get involved in that, that's fine. Yeah, it'd be really nice to have someone like yourself, a young Muslim Bangladeshi woman. Anybody who wants to support the cause, and
Yeah.
this cause is not limited to only Muslims and Bangladeshis and things like that. It's anyone really, because it affects everyone. So it's autism, and it's to do with children. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very big. Like nowadays, is very well talked about. Is because there are so many more families who have had, and I think maybe it's because we're educated a bit more.
Yeah.
So now we're understanding. Because I feel from when I'm looking back in my childhood, I don't remember any friends or anyone saying they had autism. But it's probably because we thought, oh, igufta, like he's stubborn, he's thinking. But now, because of the
Yeah.
education, we're understanding it's because of the way their brain is wired. It's not, they can't help that behavior. So, alhamdulillah, it's good that we've got more knowledge and
Yeah.
we can help. So, it's an excellent.
Yeah, while I was working as a cover teacher as well, I aided, I shadowed, is it?
Yeah.
What's it called? An autistic child, an
Okay.
SEN child, and he, as soon as I went in, I don't think that they've ever seen an Asian like brown
Like,
person,
of a
hijabi
as well, yeah.
He started making monkey noises.
Okay.
And I thought that's very rude, but I was laughing because I laugh at anything, by the way. Once my mum fell down the stairs, I started laughing at her. I didn't even help her to get up.
Okay.
But
Remind me not to fall in front of you then.
but what's it called? Yeah. So
I can imagine how your horror movie is gonna sound now. Your horror story, sorry.
obviously, I have to act professional. So whenever I need to laugh, I'd turn my head and start laughing.
You've got like a nervous laugh as well then. So
Yeah.
you laugh in every single situation.
Yeah. No. You should. This is my calm laugh.
Okay.
When I'm at home,
Hysterics.
kids. Yeah. My little cousin's scared of me.
Oh, bless.
When I laugh. But anyways, yeah. So I used to shadow like a lot of what's it called, autistic children and like SEN children.
So it's something that you've had
So I've
first-hand
seen that.
knowledge of. So it's something that quite close to your own heart.
Yeah.
This actual charity. So
Yeah, and I've and when I was with that kid, that particular kid, he had a lot of self-harm marks on his arms, and you just think that, like honestly, how
you just want to, your heart goes out, and
you
then
just heart goes out.
and you realize also what's quite from my own experience with people who have got children is that it's not one size fits all. It's such a big spectrum, and the more we talk about it, the more awareness. Is the way to go.
And that's very good thing that they're doing as well.
Who knows what the future holds?
Yeah, who knows what the future holds? And then maybe I could write another reflection.
So based on your thing, because that's what, like I said, was very outstanding, that the fact that you've got all this in at such a young age. So inshallah, with more experience, we'll get a lot more from your own personal perspective that you can, because often it's easy to write from your own, so then it's more heartfelt rather than just like almost make it up. So inshallah, so the future is your oyster. You've got the whole
100%.
Inshallah, and never give up. So I think, have we reached time now? So I would like to thank Sajidha so much for coming on our podcast today, and it's been a lovely talk. Thank you everyone, Jazakallah, for listening. Hope you've taking a lot of inspiration out of this. And until next time, Assalamu alaikum.